Where is the specific articulation point Makhraj for the letter Jeem? The letter Jeem is articulated from the middle of the tongue when it meets the upper palate. This specific area is called the middle of the tongue, with what lies opposite it from the upper palate. Try to say aj. What occurs mechanically at the articulation point when pronouncing Jeem? When pronouncing the letter Jeem, the articulation point becomes completely and tightly closed. This closure traps the sound and the breath behind the tongue before the sound is released. Try to say aj, aj. Why is the letter Jeem described as having the quality of Shiddah, strength? Jeem has the quality of Shiddah because its articulation point is completely closed, preventing the sound from flowing. This makes it a strong letter. How is the characteristic of Jahr appearance defined in the context of this letter? Jahr means that the breath does not flow freely during the pronunciation because of the strong dependence on the articulation point. Try to say aj, aj. This means that the breath does not flow freely during the pronunciation because of the strong dependence on the articulation point. Which part of the tongue is responsible for the letter Dal, and why is this relevant to Jeem? The tip of the tongue is used for the letter Dal. This is relevant because some students mistakenly use the tongue tip for Jeem instead of the middle of the tongue. They pronounce aj. They produce Dal in pronouncing Jeem. It must be aj, aj, not aj. In the letter Jeem, what is the result of failing to achieve a complete closure of the middle of the tongue against the palate? If the closure is incomplete, the sound will flow and the letter may become weak. This creates an error similar to rakhawa. It is not like aj. This is an error similar to rakhawa. It is aj, aj. How does the placement of the letter Jeem within a word affect its articulation rule? The articulation rules of Jeem remain the same whether it appears at the beginning, middle, or end of the word. The same closure and Qalqalah requirements apply. So what role does Qalqalah play in completing the Jeem sound? Qalqalah completes the sound of Jeem by releasing the trapped sound and giving the letter its clear and strong pronunciation. When you say, for example, وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ, we make a Qalqalah, and this Qalqalah completes the sound of Jeem by releasing the trapped sound. Also, it gives the letter its clear and strong pronunciation.